photosynthesis, respiration, and energy in living organisms. All living organisms need energy to survive. This energy is used for processes such as growth, movement, maintaining body temperature, and building new molecules. In plants, energy comes from sunlight, and in animals, it comes from food. The two key processes that link everything together are photosynthesis and respiration. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make their own food. This happens in structures inside plant cells called chloroplasts. Chloroplasts contain a green substance called chlorophyll, which absorbs light energy. Photosynthesis uses carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil. Using energy from light, the plant converts these substances into glucose and oxygen. This process is endothermic, which means it takes in energy from the environment. The overall word equation for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide plus water produces glucose plus oxygen. Glucose is a very important substance for plants. It is used in several ways. Some of it is used in respiration to release energy. Some of it is used to make cellulose, which strengthens cell walls. Some is combined with nitrate ions from the soil to form amino acids, which are used to build proteins. Plants can also convert glucose into fats and oils for storage, or into starch, which is stored in cells for later use. The rate of photosynthesis is not always the same. It depends on several factors. These include light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, temperature, and the amount of chlorophyll in the plant. At any time, one of these factors may limit the rate of photosynthesis. This is called a limiting factor. For example, if there is plenty of light but very little carbon dioxide, the rate of photosynthesis will be slow because carbon dioxide is the limiting factor. Understanding this idea is important when analyzing graphs in exams. Scientists can investigate photosynthesis using aquatic plants. Oxygen is produced during photosynthesis, and this can be measured as bubbles. The rate of photosynthesis can be calculated by measuring how much oxygen is produced over time. Light intensity can also be linked to distance from a light source. As distance increases, light intensity decreases. This follows a pattern where the intensity becomes weaker as the distance increases. This is important when designing experiments. Respiration and energy release. Respiration is the process that releases energy from glucose. It happens in every cell of every living organism. Unlike photosynthesis, respiration is exothermic, which means it releases energy. Aerobic respiration is the most efficient type of respiration. It requires oxygen and releases a large amount of energy. It produces carbon dioxide and water as waste products. The word equation for aerobic respiration is glucose plus oxygen produces carbon dioxide plus water. The energy released is used for many processes. It is used to build larger molecules, for muscle contraction, and to maintain body temperature.
Anaerobic respiration. When there is not enough oxygen, cells switch to anaerobic respiration. This happens during intense exercise, when oxygen cannot be supplied quickly enough. In human muscles, anaerobic respiration produces lactic acid. This process releases much less energy than aerobic respiration. The word equation is: glucose produces lactic acid. Lactic acid builds up in the muscles and causes pain and fatigue. This is why muscles feel tired during intense exercise. After exercise, the body needs extra oxygen to remove the lactic acid. This is called oxygen debt. The extra oxygen is used to convert lactic acid back into useful substances. In plants and yeast, anaerobic respiration is different. It produces ethanol and carbon dioxide. This process is called fermentation and is used in bread making and alcohol production. Exercise and the body's response. During exercise, the body needs more energy. This means respiration must increase. To support this, the body increases breathing rate and breath volume. This allows more oxygen to enter the lungs. At the same time, heart rate increases so that blood can carry oxygen and glucose to the muscles more quickly. If exercise continues for a long time, muscles may become fatigued. This means they can no longer contract effectively. Metabolism. Metabolism is the sum of all chemical reactions in the body. These reactions are controlled by enzymes and require energy from respiration. Some reactions build larger molecules from smaller ones. For example, amino acids are joined together to form proteins. Other reactions break down large molecules into smaller ones. For example, glucose is broken down during respiration. Metabolism is essential because it allows the body to grow, repair itself, and function properly. Question and answer section. Question: where does photosynthesis take place in a plant cell? Photosynthesis takes place in the chloroplasts. Question: complete the word equation for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water produces glucose plus oxygen. Question: why does increasing light intensity increase the rate of photosynthesis? Because more light energy is available for the reaction. Question: will increasing light intensity always increase the rate of photosynthesis? No, because another factor, such as carbon dioxide or temperature, may become the limiting factor. Question: how is glucose used in plants? It is used for respiration, to make cellulose, to make proteins, and for storage as starch or fats. Question: why does heart rate increase during exercise? Because the body needs to deliver more oxygen and glucose to the muscles for respiration. Question: give 2 uses of energy from respiration. Muscle contraction and building larger molecules. Question: what is the word equation for aerobic respiration? Glucose plus oxygen produces carbon dioxide plus water. Question: why does aerobic respiration release more energy than anaerobic respiration? Because glucose is completely broken down when oxygen is present. Question: what is oxygen debt? It is the extra oxygen needed after exercise to remove lactic acid from muscles.